conference is very international on one place. And the important thing is to say that when we are talking about how we specify the program, we develop in that way that we have a lot of international speakers. So one of the countries that has been, let's say, supporting us by this number of speakers, as well as we had the support in Zagreb as a sponsor as well, is that we have more than 25 speakers from United Kingdom. So basically we saw there is a potential opportunity to try to collaborate as well with the embassy of British Embassy here in Serbia. So it is my great pleasure to invite His Excellence Edward Ferguson to join us at the stage and to deliver his short keynote talk. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here. And as Nicola was just saying, walking in, what a great buzz, what a great event, and what a great center to hold it in. It's exciting to be here, and I hope you're having a great week here in Belgrade. I wanted to pick up a bit on the theme that Alexander mentioned, which is one of the responsibility you guys all hold as people who are shaping the economy of the future. It was a great Brit, Stephen Hawking, who said that AI is likely to be the best or the worst thing to happen to humanity. And today, in 2023, the jury is still out. 5 years ago, when I arrived in Washington, DC, where I was responsible for the UK's defense relationship with America, two researchers from the RAND organization, Edward Geist and Andrew Learn, ran a series of workshops thinking about the future impact of advanced computing on nuclear security. The workshops looked at how AI, by spotting connections and patterns and data that had been missed by human brains and eyes, could start to expose vulnerabilities that could actually accelerate tensions and perhaps upset the nuclear balance, perhaps even pushing countries into preemptive nuclear strikes. On the other hand, they also ran workshops looking at how the use of calm, rational, objective AI as a trusted advisor to decision makers could potentially reduce the risk of miscalculation or of escalation. So in responsible hands, AI could actually help to wind back the hands of the doomsday clock. And I know this is primarily a commercial audience, but I wanted to start with that because I think it shows the stakes of the game in this world of data science and AI. And I'm a defense guy by background, so I think it's interesting. The reality is that this data science and AI is going to rewrite the human experience. As Alexander said, it can have potential for enormous public good, from curing incurable diseases, transforming and revolutionizing transport and logistics systems, developing sustainable energy sources to help to combat climate change, tackling poverty and hunger. And we can already see for ourselves how data science and AI is revolutionizing business here in Serbia, in the UK, and around the world, whether that's helping organizations to deliver smarter, more personalized services to customers, whether it's reducing the room for human error, whether it's enabling more accurate predictions, whether that's maintenance prediction or weather patterns, or whether it's helping to identify corruption and fraud. You know, in the UK, we like to say that SMEs are the backbone of our economy, and they are. Over 99% of our businesses are SMEs. But the backbone of our SMEs is the UK's digital ecosystem. And that's what helps our companies to innovate and to grow, to reach new markets and customers, to create new value. And the digital sector itself is a vital part of the UK's prosperity. It employs over 3 million people. It contributes over £150 billion to our economy every year. Our digital companies have a combined market cap of over £1 trillion, making us the third biggest digital economy after the US and China, and the largest in Europe. And that includes 144 unicorn businesses, companies with a value of over £1 billion. So if you have a unicorn in mind, come to London. It's the place to be. And so, look, we are very well placed, I think, in the UK to embrace the opportunities of data science and AI, and we're doing so. But we're also very well placed to understand some of the risks. And that's why at the beginning of this month, the UK brought together the world's AI leaders, the US and China, as well as 27 other countries, plus the commercial leaders of AI, from Elon Musk to OpenAI's Sam Altman, I should say, former OpenAI's Sam Altman. And we brought them together at Bletchley Park, the home of modern computing, where Alan Turing cracked the Enigma code and helped to win the Second World War. And actually, because I mentioned Sam Altman, it's worth just saying, actually, I think this story of the turbulence at OpenAI, I think is fascinating, and it's perhaps an interesting insight into this tension between technological ambition on the one hand and ethical restraint on the other, between speed and safety. And of course, Altman has now been replaced at OpenAI by Emmett Shear, who said that AI has somewhere between a 5 and a 50% chance of ending humanity. So the Bletchley Park agreed a few things. One of it was the Bletchley Declaration, where 28 states for the first time that took part, plus the EU, set out a shared understanding of the risks of AI. And that's the first time that's really happened, in particular risks at the frontier of AI, whether that's cybersecurity, biotech, or disinformation. It's well worth a read, actually. We also launched a global panel, which is a bit like the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, is designed to reach a shared scientific consensus about those risks, so we can try and get after them and tackle them. And some big AI companies like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Anthropic agreed to share with governments their models before they're released in order to test their safety. So it's only a start, but I think it's an important one. And it's one that underpins the importance of international partnership, which I think is what is happening in this room and in the Sava Center over the next 5 days. So that's really why I'm really pleased as the British ambassador here in Serbia to see how Serbia is rapidly positioning itself as a real player in AI and data science. We've been alongside Serbia from the beginning, whether that's with pioneer funding in the state data center in Kragujevac, whether it's through helping to implement e-government services, whether it's in terms of the digital companies here that are making connections kind of organically, really, with London. UK is now third in trade and services with Serbia after the US and Germany. And really, that's because of people like you who are reaching out to your British counterparts, and long may you continue to do so. And as I say, I think this conference is itself a great way of making connections, international connections, as well as more local ones. So you guys are really at the forefront of this revolution. So let me just finish where I started. In 1983, a Soviet military officer called Stanislav Petrov was warned by his computer that the US had launched nuclear missiles against the Soviet Union. The computer was wrong. What it had done, it had misread light glinting off clouds. But if Petrov had reported the warning, it could have started a nuclear war. Actually, Petrov's experience told him the computer was wrong, and he told his chain of command it was a false alarm. Petrov, who died in 2017, said, "We are wiser than the computers, we created them." And I think the rapid evolution of data science and AI is going to test that optimism of Petrov. The human race is going to need all of its wisdom and ingenuity to ensure that Stephen Hawking's worst fears are not proved true, and that AI does prove itself to be the best thing that happens to humanity. So let me just close by wishing you all optimism, wisdom, success, ingenuity over the next few days, and may that revolutionary power of AI and data science make all your commercial wishes come true and never your nightmares. Thank you very much.